Hi there, welcome to Cord Cutters. My name is Janko.
And I'm Ryan Lawler, and Cord Cutters is all about teaching you how to live without cable.
And on this week's episode of Cord Cutters, we're going to talk about the Boxee Box, new device just released 2 weeks ago, and we're going to check out how well it does for cord cutting.
And we'll be speaking with Derek White, who's a local San Francisco native and a cord cutter, and looking at his setup.
And finally, just like every week, we're having a review of a web show. The title is Stiller and Meara. This Shane Miller checked it out for us. It's Ben Stiller's parents, and they're pretty funny.
So we've been getting lots of great feedback from our viewers, people sending in pictures and video of their cord cutting setups, and we'd love to get more. So please send your pictures, your stories, your video to cordcutters@gigome.com.
And of course, we also have a Twitter account @cordcutters, so you can go, you can follow us there and check out what's going on. And with that, let's hit play. So we're taking a look at the Boxee Box now. Just came out 2 weeks ago, and we're going to see how well it stacks up as a cord cutting device. Some of you may remember Boxee as the application on PCs or on Macs, and now they brought out a new version, and it's available on this device for the first time. It's manufactured by D-Link, and it costs about $200. So this is the Boxee Box close up. It has kind of an interesting design, almost like a pyramid, kind of pointy on top of here, and on the bottom it has this shiny yellow plastic that kind of shines out when you have it on your table. And on the front it has this LED that if you turn it off, the logo will disappear. And on this side it features a slot for a memory card from your camera. If you want to load up some photos, you want to show them on your TV, this is where you put it. And then on the back you have all these different connections, of course. We're taking a look at this here really quick. There's Ethernet. There's an HDMI port to connect it to your HD television, optical audio out, and just the composite audio out, and your power. And on top of the device, there's an on-off button. The Boxee Box comes with a kind of an interesting remote. If you look at it in the front, it kind of looks like a black version of an Apple remote. It has a simple directional pad, play and pause button, and here's a menu button. But it has a little bit of a surprise. If you turn it around, there's a full QWERTY keyboard on the back, which is kind of interesting. And it has the keys feel a little rubberized. It's like a calculator or like an early model cell phone, but it's actually really nice when you use it because you can use this side to navigate through the Boxee user interface, but then if you get to a point where you have to search for something or you have to put in a web address, for example, you just flip it around, you hold it with 2 hands, and you can start typing. So this is the new Boxee interface version 1.0. It looks a little bit different than Boxee used to look on the desktop. They have kind of simplified this a little bit, optimized it for the TV screen, and it offers you access to a bunch of categories here. It's TV shows, movies, and apps, and we're going to just look at these apps really quick. Now, if you compare Boxee to other devices out there, it's a little bit a mixture of what Roku, for example, offers you, which is a simple, streamlined service, and a more complex offering like Google TV that has a browser in it and can basically access any website. So if you look at these apps, these are more or less content channels. It's Pandora, it's Vivo, it's YouTube, and you can access any of those and then access their videos here. And that's pretty much what Roku offers you as well. It's relationships that Boxee has with these content owners, and they offer you easy access to their own libraries. In addition to that, Boxee has a catalog of content for the most interesting stuff. So it's the most popular TV shows and the most popular movies. And as a cord cutter, we're obviously interested in the TV content, so let's take a look at that right away here. So these are the most popular TV shows available on Boxee right now. It's a list of a total of 1,000 titles. Some of them are more popular, other ones are a little dated, to be honest. But let's take a look at The Daily Show, one of our favorites here at this show. And we're going to just request one of the previous episodes, let's say the one with Harrison Ford. And if you click on this within this catalog, something interesting happens. It gives you a couple of options where you can get this. One of them is comedycentral.com. And then the Boxee Box essentially opens a browser. It has a full web browser built in, and it's going to go to comedycentral.com, the website, to get this content on your TV. And so we wait for this for a second, and you see here the player starts to play back this episode. But then Boxee has an interesting trick because it recognizes where on the page the video is. And with 2 clicks on this remote control, you can maximize the screen. There you go. There we have the episode, and it's, of course, the commercial at first, but eventually Jon Stewart is going to show up and do his shtick. So that's basically how you can access some of the TV content here. You can also, at any point, use the browser to go to a different website. So you can go to websites of major broadcasters like abc.com and watch some of their content. Through a browser, it's very similar to Google TV, but that also means that they can run into a lot of trouble. Google TV has been blocked by all the broadcasters because they don't like to have their online content on TV screens, and the same may happen to Boxee as well. So Boxee has kind of built in a safety net for that. They're going to have a lot of authorized content on the device eventually. They're going to have Netflix on there, Hulu Plus, and also movies from Vudu. It's a Hollywood VOD service where you can access Hollywood blockbusters. But all of this isn't on there yet. Netflix is going to be there by the end of the year, Hulu Plus, who knows when. So the question is, if you're a cord cutter, should you spend $200 on the Boxee Box? I think if you're just starting out, you're just trying to find some additional content sources, you may want to wait this out. They're delivering this with a lot of IOUs. Netflix isn't on there yet, Hulu Plus isn't on there yet, and you may have to wait for a couple months until they finally arrive on the Boxee Box. So just wait a couple months or look for some other and maybe even cheaper choices. On the other hand, if you're really a hardcore cord cutter and you look for the ultimate device to add to your living room, this is a pretty neat choice. It's $200 and you get a really nice interface for it. You get a full web browser so you can access video from a lot of different sources, and you get hundreds of applications. And finally, what can I say? The remote is cool and the box is sexy. So what else can you want?
So hi, this is Ryan Lawler. I'm here with Ego TV, and we're talking today with Derek, who's a San Francisco resident and a cord cutter. How long have you been without cable?
For a pretty long time, actually. I think the last time I had cable was 2001.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Actually, I moved to Europe for 4 years, didn't have cable there, and when I came back, I didn't have a compelling reason to get it again.
Okay, okay. So you've been a long time without cable. But obviously, you know people that watch TV on a regular basis. Do you feel sometimes left out of the zeitgeist, or not able to talk about water cooler TV stuff?
There's certainly a few shows that I would like to follow in more real time. And Dexter is one of my favorites. But as long as I can convince them not to give me too many spoilers, it's all right. I sort of feel that if I watch a half-an-hour show and 8 to 9 minutes of that is commercials,
right,
that someone needs to be paying me to watch that show. To pay for cable,
right,
potentially $100 a month if you get some kind of premium package, and almost 30% of your time is watching a commercial, just seems ridiculous. Well, I typically will talk to my friends about what shows I might be interested in, and then I can figure out what it is I want to watch without having to spend half an hour or an hour trying to find something to watch.
Right.
And in all that time, I'll be wasting time searching through channels that don't interest me, commercials I don't want to see.
Right.
So I find it's a bonus to watch exactly what you want to watch without wasting your time.
What's your setup right now? How do you watch TV or video?
We have a PS3 and a Roku HD and a Netflix subscription. So between DVDs and instant streaming, we're pretty much covered for the majority of our needs.
Hey there, this is Shanna Miller, and this week's Cord Cutters pick kind of aims right at the heart of the holiday season. As you know, it's almost Thanksgiving, which means it's almost time for spending a lot of time with your family. And some people, I enjoy my family, maybe you enjoy yours, maybe you don't, but either way, it makes you think about the people you came from. The web series Stiller and Meara has been running on Yahoo for about over a month or so, and it's very simple in execution. It's the comedians Jerry Stiller and Anna Meara sitting in front of a camera and talking about whatever. They talk about Snooki, they talk about the internet, they talk about scary noises in the night. Most episodes of the show are directed by Ben Stiller, who isn't just, Zoolander, but also the son of Jerry Stiller and Anna Meara. And so you definitely get that comfortable familial vibe from it. It's kind of like sitting around your own house and listening to your parents talk. If, you know, your parents were comic legends with decades of experience and incredible timing. So it's short, the episodes are 2 or 3 minutes each, and so it's not going to be something you sink into. It's not a complex driving narrative. But it's a sweet little series, and it's definitely worth checking out.